All right. I should probably, since I sort of like impromptu decided to do a stream today, how much you want to bet I should probably tell people I'm doing it somewhere, eh? Probably a good idea. I didn't do like an audio test to make sure like my voice is coming in properly. I don't have it like, I always feel paranoid about that because I don't have audio monitoring when I'm not using the headphones. So let's just make sure. Yeah, okay, I sound fine. Hey, yeah, good. I'm good. I always worry about that. Just because like I had an issue, I think it was actually the cable at first. Oh, good, good. Because I had an issue for a while there. I don't know if it was the cable was causing a crash or something, but it sounded like a fucking robot when I first started. So let me just share the fact that I am streaming in a couple of places, and yeah, just happen to be in. Nice. Do I need the feature share thing? I don't think I do. Does that work? Yeah. I think it does. Let's share it on like Twitter or something for now. I don't gotta be super special about it. Whatever. All right. Music looks like it's probably a pretty good level. Okay, let's switch over here. This one will do for now. This one shows you the whole program, but I feel like it's too zoomed out because it's like showing the whole ultra wide. I don't know which one's better. Like, is it better to see the whole program, but it's kind of zoomed out a bit, or is it better if we're like just doing like this bit? I always wonder. I'm kind of torn between it. Anywho, I've decided in the zone types here, I was going to change these from like just these like placeholder icons and actually like put them in these little boxes that kind of match more like these types of boxes. So I think that's a good idea. So that's what we're going to do. So you go here. I'm going to bring another one here. And make it white in the center. Yeah, I think these are going to look much better because they'll be like standardized in size and look and stuff like that. So, yeah. Much better. I'm just going to bring all these to the side. Nope. Oh yeah, that's gonna look way better. Oh boy. Yeah, I think cubes are good. I don't need to, I thought of making it hexagons, but like everything else is kind of cubish. Like maybe I'll make, like I could do what I did in like some of the other bits where like I make like a little like divots and stuff in them just to like give them bits like that, but I think we'll do that at the end. We'll make each one's like slightly unique. I don't mind going a little extra on this stuff. It's kind of the point, right? right. Turn this off. I was like, why is it not snapping? I feel like it needs to be a little bit smaller. Good job, good job. This here and white. And one more. Treasure hoard. Oops. Whoops. Yeah, see, that looks like way better. It actually looks like it's supposed to be. Yeah, it just looks better. I don't need a detailed explanation. Oh, yeah. Okay, so one of my tasks today, I think, is there's parts because I want this to be suitable for like an all ages situation. So I want it to be simple. I realize there's some parts of it where I'm like, this would be really cool in an RPG, and I threw it in, and I'm realizing now that like things like armor has like a durability that can degrade over time. Thing is, kids aren't gonna want to keep track of that. So I'm thinking I'm going to change it up so that these rules are, there's gonna be like optional rules for the more advanced stuff if the adults want to play. But if the kids want to play, they don't have to use these optional rules because it might be confusing for them. So I kind of wanted to like simplify certain parts. So I'm gonna rip parts of it apart and kind of shove some things into like these, like the green, like you see how there's the green box there. I'm gonna throw them into like the green, like optional rules boxes. I think that's the best way to go. So we're gonna start on this part because I've almost got to the point where I'm gonna set up some baddies in a dungeon to test this out. So I want to get these core foundational rules a little bit more solidified before we get to that part, basically. So that's where we're starting here. So we're gonna go back up to the beginning of the actual rules bit. We're going to comb through these and I'm going to see what I need to rip out and what I don't. So right now this stuff is fine, I do believe. So several types of rolls. You need to make a 6-sided, a plat. 6-sided, 2d6 or a d66. Okay. Then I've got the savvy checks, explanation, a flat check, which I actually have yet to use a flat check for anything. So we'll see. I'll keep it in there for now because I still might use it in some of the dungeon rooms. We'll see. Extending, and then complications. If one rolls, that's pretty easy. I think the kids will understand that. So yeah, I think today is all about streamlining and shoving anything that's not kid-friendly simplicity into an optional rules box. So Overlord, it's pretty straightforward. Your Overlord is just where you store like wealth and quirks. Peons are the real adventures of your team. So it costs 1 skull token to hire a peon. It's how many backup peons you have. Each peon begins at level 1 with the following, and then I give that there. I think that's pretty straightforward. I don't know. I almost think I should make that fancier, but I think for now, let's, before I make it fancy, I just gotta get the basic rules in and test them. I keep wanting to pretty everything up as if it's like the final finished product, and we haven't even done proper testing of it yet. So I gotta stop. The designer in me needs to fucking stop. I'm telling you. So what's up today, Platt? What are you doing? Also, thanks again, Chuck, for letting me know that the audio was good. Oh. Man, oh man. All right. So every new PM begins at level 1. It costs a number of skull tokens equal to the level you wish to advance them to. I think I should rephrase that. If you wish to advance your peon to the next level, the cost is equal to wish to advance them to. I don't really need that example. Actually, let's just simplify the example. This will call force. I need to like. Cut some stuff here. There we go. Your sends to their death glory, and then I'll take death, and then I will strike it out. Oh yeah, okay. I was chilling. I was thinking of trying some new personal bests in Monster Hunter, but I need to farm for materials to augment my gear. Oh. Oh, Monster Hunter. I thought of playing some like Star Citizen or something today, but I don't know. I just haven't been playing video games lately. Like there's like video games I want to get into, but they all feel like they're a time investment, and I just don't have the time investment right now. I have too many projects on the go, too many things going on. Oh, there is one thing I want to check. So it's on display capture. Let's do. Let's do this. Let's do this. One thing I want to check. I was gonna check on Terran's stream for a second. It's kind of weird. I'm gonna be streaming a stream for a second. Because he's fucking amazing. But I just want to see his Kickstarter. I want to see how he's doing. Oh, he's so close. He's like $500 away. So this is a quick shout out for the Vagabond RPG. If you are not familiar with it or haven't looked at it yet, he's only $500 away from funding this right now. He is so damn close. He still has 3 days to go. He only needs $500, so he's going to fund for sure. But if you want to get in on this, honestly, like I've been following the process every step of the way. I did a video where we sort of tore apart the older version of it. He's done a lot of streamlining and tinkering since then. I'm going to do another video on it once it's cooked a bit longer. But yeah, I've backed it myself. A lot of other people have backed it, including some like big creators like the creator of the Shadow Dark RPG and like a lot of other people. So Oh, he's over the 500 backers. Like he's damn close. So if anyone watching this has a couple of bucks and you wanna look at backing it, it's probably worth it. Just wanted to see if he'd gotten it yet. So I'm gonna leave this to the side. Check in every once in a while. Have a congratulations for him. Okay, let's get back to streamlining here. So every new peon begins at level 1. This is how you advance them. I can reword this a little bit. So if you wish to advance your peon between dungeon zones or after a run to oh wait, it's your peon to the next level, then put between dungeon zones or after a run. It costs a number. Okay, that's way better. Hey, Shadowmane, how's it going? Okay. So once again, my focus right now, and this has got to be meant for adults and kids. So I need to start simplifying things. My like old ass fucking brain that loves the numbers and everything needs to take a fucking leap. And I need to focus on streamlining this and making this as easy for kids as possible. So I'm starting, and like once again, I'm going to be shunting a bunch of things to optional rule boxes for the adults, while keeping the base system as easy for the kids as possible. So I should make this a separate line. Keep it clear. Each new peon begins at level 1. Boom, done. You wish to advance your peon to the next level between dungeon zones or after a run, clarifies it. It costs a number of skull tokens equal to the level you wish to advance them to. I think kids will understand that. I might have to go through, I might have to get someone to like help me go through this afterwards and like reword things. I'm a wordy bitch. I grew up a reader and I'm a wordy bitch. I don't know kids these days if they would be okay with some of this stuff. So I might have to get some of you guys, you guys to help me out. What's new, Shadowmane? I've been loving that gamer mom Luna has been like really getting back into her like tavern talks things. It's she was like, I remember when I had that discussion with her before, she was like kind of bittersweet about how like ending them before, but she just didn't have the time. Seeing her like being able to get back into this has been super cool. Put an example in there of advancing it. I've got an example right there. Fred the Barbarian's level 3. His player wants to advance him to level 4. This will cost 4 skull tokens. Same old me, still working on upcoming. Nice. Man, life is fucking busy. So I'm the one hosting the Cypher Unlimited stream tomorrow because Al is off for like a emergency flight or whatever. So I'm going to stream it for them tomorrow. I made an overlay for them and everything. And then I'm running a one shot for the CU guys on an upcoming Saturday that lets me test things for the upcoming creators one shot that has like Bob World Builder and Ted from Nerd Immersion and everything in it. Plus I'm working on Dungeon Slug, which is nearing beta testing, starting the writing for my Cypher book, my Cypher setting. And I'm doing the layout and maybe some of the editing for Mr. Tarask's adventure, Isle of the Dreaded Accursed. So Great Panel Live version of PAX East, and then it was like, you have to bring this back to Twitch. Yeah, for sure. I'm all tabbed and just listening. Yeah, no worries, Platt. I appreciate any of the feedbacks. Any of the feedbacks. So increasing a peon's level increases, not the savvy, a savvy of your choice by +1 on that peon. Okay. Each type, might as well throw that in as a reference. Each type may grant extra equipment or special or have a special ability when you first start as a player in a Dungeon Slug campaign. You can let's put that as a separate paragraph for thought clarification. When you first start as a player in the Dungeon Slug campaign, you can only choose from the basic types. Actually, no. Let's bring that back there. You can unlock others as Overlord Works. And we'll take this and we'll choose Overlord Quirks as a reference. Okay. So stats. What sort of pools does your peon have access to pull from? Why, it's your stats. Whether you're using activating something with a cost or when you want to extend a roll. And I made sure this extend is there as a reference. So we have Swollenness, Smorts, and Chutzpah. I think the descriptions are fine there. Your peon's health is split into 2 different parts, grit and vigor, to represent how much presence you have left in the combat. To deal with attacks and damage, grit and vigor are always restored to maximum at the end of the run. And then I just explained the specifics of grit and specifics of vigor, sort of what they represent. I'm okay with that. Savvies are like the skills that your peon knows. Here's a list of all the savvies in the game. And this is one thing I just changed, because I used to have in some of the savvies that if you rolled additional successes, you'd get extra damage if it was used for an attack. But then when I started making the weapons and abilities, I started using some really odd savvies as attack skills sometimes, like yell. So I just got rid of that and just did an overall. If a savvy is used for a weapon attack, actually, I should just put attack. Additional successes after the first increase the damage of that attack by +1. Hey, Boomerbuck, how's it going? Are you excited to play in the Cypher game coming up on the, what is it, the 27th? Pop your Cypher cherry. All right. Okay, I think that's pretty straightforward. I think kids can understand all of this part, no problem. And then we've got nice, easy to read separate blocks for each one of the savvies. So like Brawl, Creepy, Juke, Luck, Mischief, Patch. Very excited. Oh, good. Peeper, Shoot, and Yell. I think that's easy enough. Now, I need the cherry popped more than you can imagine. It's getting creepy. Okay, so I feel like the combat section is where we're gonna have to start ripping things out and putting them in the optional boxes to make them easy, make the baseline rules easier for the kids. Up until now, it's been like super basic stuff. Like, here's how you roll the dice. Here's like the savvies, aka like your skills, here's your stats, stuff like that. So combat in Dungeon Slug is straightforward. I mean, I do have it still straightforward, although I realize now I didn't actually include battlefield map like I did in the last version. Maybe I should do the battlefield map as like a 2-page spread. I don't know yet. We'll see. I don't know if it really needs to be 2 pages though. I might just incorporate it at the end with like the character sheets and stuff like that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I've got a few people watching now. Okay, so maybe I can get an answer on this. So, which is more fun to watch when I'm like actually like doing the RPG design stuff here? Is it this one where you're seeing a bit more up closer, but you're not seeing a lot of like the actual program and how it works, or is it this one where you actually do get to see like the entire program, but everything unfortunately is a bit zoomed out because like I'm on an ultra wide monitor? I feel like because you don't really need to see a lot of like the technical details on the side, I feel like the writing one like this is probably better. But I don't know. Some people are pretty interested in how the program works and stuff too, so I wasn't sure. Okay, when entering a combat zone in a dungeon, the close up. Okay, well, we're gonna stick with this then. That's what I thought. You don't really need to see all like the bits and bobs on the side for the most part. If someone really wants something explained, I guess I can always switch and be like, here's how it works. Oh, you know what? Before I do that, I'm getting sidetracked on something I said I was going to do. Where'd you go? There you are. I was going to pretty up these things. Nope. Yep. I was gonna like put some like just like divots in. Take this off. Just like a divot in now and again. Like one down here. And like maybe like a chunky one here. Right? So like now we look and it's got like that little like divoted side like most of the other boxes do. So let's do some more custom ones. Let's pretty it up. Let's do one right in the middle. Like off to the side though, like it's all cut weird. Say like so like a little one here, but like a big chunky one there. We'll do just like a slight weird divot. And let's do like a big couple of weird big divots here. Like this one like this. There we go. I like it. Let's do a little one. Do a couple of little ones in the top of this one. Like one here and then say like one here. And we'll just do like one in the corner. Oh yeah. The healing one, let's not do a ton on the healing one. We'll do like one notch here. Say like one notch here. Like one big one here, but we'll leave it relatively untouched. Just one after that? Yeah. Okay. It's so far away. It's so far away. Oh, I just realized what list I've been playing. Oh, no, this list is fine. Okay, I was like, oh, shit, am I playing a list with copyright shit in it? But no, this one is okay. This one is okay. And treasure. It's so far away. It's so far like one of the like weird chunk ones. Boom. So I'm gonna be like super chewed up on the side there. There. Now they're all little unique and stuff. And it looks much better than the old icons I had where it was just like the black icon that was just like floating in the middle of nowhere. Having them in the boxes, much better. Much better. Oh, okay. Let's stop putting it off. Let's start ripping this shit apart. Okay, so there's no complicated maps or grids. Let's, instead of maps, because they're technically a map, we'll do distances or grid systems in Dungeon Slug. Relies on the combat similar to JRPGs. Each side has a front line and a back line, plus there is a neutral line, not area. Let's do front line as a reference, back line as a reference, and neutral line as a reference. So peons, the players can arrange themselves however they see fit, placing themselves in the front or back lines of their side of the field as they desire. Minions, the players that control a minion usually decides where that minion resides on their front or back lines unless a specific rule states otherwise. Baddies. If a jerk controls the baddies, then they can place the baddies wherever they desire in that field. However, if there is no jerk, then each of the baddies has a position written directly into their stats. Some baddies are brought forth in the neutral line. This is treated as if it were another front line against both sides. Q. Combat zone is an ambush. The peons must check for surprise by having each peon roll a peepers check. People's against a difficulty of the lowest level baddies. Anyone that does not succeed gains shook 1. If the combat zone is rolled is upper hand, then the peons have the edge automatically, and all the baddies have shook 1. That should be fine. I don't know why I have the triple Z there. Let me look at the shook condition for a second. Yeah, no, that's fine. I think that's okay. Baddies go in a particular order. Boss variants go first, then epic, then common. If it doesn't matter what order the baddies of the same variant go in. Otherwise, just decide as a group or roll randomly if you can't decide. If you have a jerk, then they decide on specific orders within each variant. And then I give an example. That's easy enough. Action round. Now here's the thing. I don't know if I want to keep as is or if I want to put as a set of optional rules. So right now the action round I have, the way I have it working is that players can do 2 things. They can take action, which means that they can take their action after a set of baddies have declared their actions, or you've rolled to see what they're going to do. Or you can butt in to try and go before a baddie. But I don't know. I don't know. This is the part I'm torn on. Like we're looking at probably a minimum age of about, I'm saying like 10, probably. I've seen parents with kids that have played RPGs younger than 10, but it's rare. And a game like an RPG can be a bit much for like a 7-year-old type thing. But like we're looking at like 9, 10-year-olds. I don't know. This is the part I'm torn on. Like, am I that torn just because I'm lazy and I don't want to rewrite it as a separate rule? Because I really like the idea of players being able to try to choose where they go in like the combat round. Like, I don't mind if you've got like bad guys go, then good guys go, or vice versa. Like the standard, you see it in like Morkborg or like Terran's upcoming thing, Vagabond. They have the whole like bad guys go or good guys go. It's like it's just the 2 sides. I like having the idea of the bad guys being split into 3 categories, and the players get to choose to try and go in those spots. let's see. So the action round, the first part that happens is the refresh. This is when everyone gets their available action back, and any trigger refresh, all entities get one action. I could adjust this just slightly. So first of all, during the turn, the peons do not have set orders. Instead, a player of a peon can decide when they want to take their action by either take their turn by either taking action or butting in. Okay. Certain variant, common, epic, or boss have taken their action. A player can choose for their peon to take action. Let's get rid of it. To take their turn. Player can now choose from the list of available actions and use one of those. If the peon has a minion, they take their minion. The minion takes their action immediately before or after the controlling peon. Player's choice. Players, this should be a possess. Should it be? Players roll. No, it's not a possessive. Players roll randomly what their minions do from the creature's stat block. Yes. So, Podley is fighting an ogre boss, 2 epic goblins, and 2 common goblins. The ogre boss takes action, and Podley decides not to do anything yet, after they have taken their turn. After they have taken their turn, but before the common goblins take any actions, Podley decides to take action and do something. I'm going to reword that. After the epic goblins go take their turns, Podley decides to... Oh my god. Really, cat? You gotta play with your squeaky mouse right now? Down here? Take their turns. Podley decides to take action. His turn right after them. Okay, 1 second. I'll be right back. I gotta go kill my cat. There we go. I don't know why she chose that moment. That moment to play with her loudest toy. Okay. So a button, after a specific baddie determines what their action, after a specific, I'm going to go baddie reference, determines their action and is about to take it, either randomly or via the jerk, player can attempt for their peon to attempt to butt in to take their action first. The player can choose from a list of available actions listed on page ZZZ and attempt to use it before any of the entities have actually completed their actions. This can be attempted before any of the baddies in... the baddies. I don't want to phrase this because it's before a specific baddie. Anytime baddie action declared. The peon must roll a peepers against the baddie's level. Extra successes have no additional benefit, but there are no complications on a 1 either. You know what? I'm going to get rid of that. I kind of like the idea of there being complications. Because I'm a bastard. Okay, we're bringing this up a bit. Success. If the peepers is successful, the peon may... And you notice I always have to say peepers instead of like peepers. It's just... I don't know why. If the peepers is successful, the peon may go before the desired entity. Failure. If the peepers fails, the peon does not butt in and the peon's next savvy check is rolled at minus 1d6. The peon can still take action that round, but cannot attempt to butt in again until they have successfully taken an action. So this way it's a risk reward type of thing. We'll see. I'm torn on whether to leave that in there or not. Okay, so take action, button, baddies actions. Unless a jerk is running the game, the actions of baddies are determined randomly from their action list on their stat block. What I can do... Oh no, that's this. If I lower this again... The jerk may roll randomly or choose which action is taken. That doesn't have to be separate. We can do that right there. And then that way we can do this, bring this up a bit. I don't think that's too complicated. Especially once you've done it once or twice and you realize it's just like, do I go after them or do I try to go before them? I don't think that's too crazy. It is an RPG. Like, even if it is for kids, it is an RPG. It's sort of like getting them into the flow of things. I think I'm going to keep the initiative system the way it is by default. I don't think I'm going to shunt that to the side like I did with, or I'm going to be doing with the armor. He hasn't quite got there yet. He's got about $500 still. He's getting there. Yeah. He's getting there. All right, let's go to step 5, wrap it up. The combat comes to a conclusion once there are no entities hostile to the peons. Remember, this is a tough roguelike. Basically, every encounter in this game is life or death. Defeat if the entire party was wiped out. Return the slug to the Slug Tavern in failure. All equipment and treasure is lost, not was lost. Is lost. Better luck next run. Okay. If there is at least one peon left at the end of combat, then the party is victorious. Any replacement peons can now enter and partake in a share of the loot from that dungeon zone, including any skull tokens that drop from each peon. I'm going to do replacement peons as a reference. What happens if I... There we go. Damage and recovery. As a peon is damaged from attacks, traps, and hazards, that damage that damage is taken first from that peon's grit. If there are any points left if there are any points left, I don't need left over. Left after grit has been reduced to 0, the remainder reduces the vigor instead. If the vigor is reduced to 0, the peon is dead. See death for more information. Okay, cool. All right, then we got our different damage types. Burny, chilly, emotional, gross, ouchy, and zap. We got a little cheese monster thing going on there. All right, so far so good. Okay, so far so good. Recovery. There are several ways for a peon to regain points to their grit and vigor, with vigor being much harder to restore. You can choose to check a camp box. Should make that a reference. You can choose to check a camp box instead of one of the dungeon zones to make camp. Actually, I just remembered damage and recovery. Any damage after distances. I should put a note in there for resistances. Armor and resistances. Armor, also reference. Okay, and then we're good. Okay. Any damage after armor? There we go. That's better because I gotta mention the armor and resistances, which is explained, just not quite at this point. Okay, so you can choose to check a camp box instead of one of the dungeon zones to make camp. While camping, peons restore 2 vigor and get to bypass an entire dungeon zone. Any peon that has a snack pack, which I should put as an entity. Any peon that has a snack pack can use it to fully restore their grit or restore 1 point to vigor. I'm going to make grit and vigor reference. Any of them wants to attempt to patch another peon, may do so as well. Patch up your friends. You can attempt a patch to heal another peon. Not look at. See the action description for more information. Heal equipment. If your peon has some sort of special equipment to heal with it, heal. I don't need heal with. They can use it as an action. Different equipment, heal, grit, and vigor at different amounts. Follow the directions on the label is given by your local pharmacist. Here are all the effects. And then we have our various effects, which are these are all fairly straightforward. I might reformat these a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see. Death and replacement. And then we got our action list. So death. When a peon has their vigor reduced to 0, it's game over, man. Game over. Death. A dead peon explodes in a shower of sprinkles and rainbows. No one knows why. Anything they had on them is gone. Placement. If the peon is in the middle of an incomplete dungeon zone, you must wait for it to complete before you can add a new peon to the group. Once the zone is complete, if the group is successful, blah, blah, blah. If you already have a peon ready and waiting. Okay, I think that's good. I think kids are going to understand that. No problem. Action list. I think all of these are also going to be pretty straightforward, to be perfectly honest. Attack. These are the wrong title types. Actually, this should have been a heading 2. These should be heading 2s. Heading 2. Heading 2. And heading 2. It's just because this has sub bits to it that they were hitting 3s. There we go. That's better. That's not needed. Okay. So what I will do is I will take you. That's in the middle. Okay. I'm going to take you. We're going to shrink it just a little bit. Actually, let's get rid of this like weird bit at the top, eh? And, you know, let's put you down a bit further. That's better. Because where's the end normally? Oh, yeah. Plenty of room. Hey. Look at that. Yep, everything fits pretty damn good. Let me get into our types, which I think the types are all fairly straightforward. Begin every run with a patch kit 6. Magician gets the magical laser beam weapon, has no cost for you, and at the beginning of the run you may choose to take it instead of a random weapon. Cool. One thing I did cut, I was originally going to have this like weapon array thing, because you see this in a lot of roguelikes where you just start out with the most basic ass bitch weapons and you slowly unlock other weapons that you can add to the list. The problem is roguelikes can do that so much easier because there's all that automation in the program. This is a bit of a shitty thing to have to keep track of in an RPG when you've got pencil and paper. If you're running it on a virtual tabletop, okay, you could do it a little easier, but the thing is I don't want to bank on that, especially if this is like parents running it with kids or something. That would suck. So, I unfortunately just have it that like all the weapons are available, but it's completely random unless your type gives you access to a specific weapon. Because we do have to think of a mixture of the type of game that it is and the audience. Meat shield. I think I just redid meat shield a little bit. Start every run with a heater shield or leather jerkin. If you're without any armor or shield, then as an action once per dungeon zone, roll a peepers, difficulty 1. If you succeed, you can find a heater shield or leather jerkin that only you can see. Or only you can use. Yeah. I don't think I need to put difficulty 1 there, just the peepers. Because by default, everything is difficulty 1 unless it says otherwise. And they get +1 to swollenness. So I like of the 4 basics types that you get, we've got one that has +1 to smorts, one that has +1 to chutzpah, and one that has +1 to swollenness. And then we get the peasant, which doesn't get a bonus to anything. But their perk is that it doesn't cost you anything to get a peasant. So if you've died too many times and you've got no skull tokens to bring in a fancy class, the peasant is free. Also, you may start with the single-use power hammer as your weapon instead of a random one. Coolio. I'm hoping to, especially for like the entry, the entity entries, I'm hoping to hot link them in the PDF at the end. But until everything is like cemented on where it is, I can't put it in the page numbers or hot links or anything yet. Advanced types. These types can be unlocked with Overlord quirks. See the quirk section on page ZZZ for more information. All right, so then this is our Barbarian. Every time you take damage from an attack, you gain Fury 1. Okay, so I did update him with the new Fury mechanics. Good shit. So the Edgelord, you can decide between Chutzpah and Swollenness when you extend brawl checks for that zone, which is pretty cool. Perk, you do not start a run with any other weapons other than fisticuffs. Whenever you successfully attack with fisticuffs, you gain 1 Swollenness. So basically the point of that is I want them to constantly feel like they can throw in extra dice and extend. I might even get rid of the whenever you successfully attack. Might just be whenever you attack with fisticuffs, you gain 1 Swollenness. Or after you attack with fisticuffs, you gain 1 Swollenness. We'll try that. Still got to be tested. You're always doing something new before you enter the first dungeon zone. Choose a savvy and gain +1 for the rest of the run. So I think, because I want the classes to be tested out, I think the for the beta test, I'm going to just tell everyone to just like pretend you've unlocked everything. And as far as classes are concerned, just make whatever. You may start each run with a creepy skull helmet. You may have 2 minions from it summoned at once instead of 1. I don't need to put the word minion in there a second time. That one I'm a little shady on. Mind you, they don't get an attack of their own. Well, I mean, they might get an attack of their own metal weapon. That I'm not sure on. Where's the creepy skull helmet? Does it have a cost? It has a cost. I might change that. Because 2 minions is a lot. Plus this extra bookkeeping. So with creepy, this has no helmet. You may start each run with a creepy skull helmet, and it has no cost for you. So they can always have a minion and it doesn't cost them. I think that's better, to be honest. Thief, as an action, you can try to steal money from your opponent. Make luck against a baddie. If you succeed, find 1 shiny. So they're constantly finding shinies. This amount might have to change depending on... I haven't fully decided how much things are going to cost for shinies. Tinker, whenever you successfully attack something, even if you deal no damage, you apply unstable 1 to that target. Yes. In Vanguard, if a friend is being attacked, you may pay 1 smorts and redirect the attack to yourself. If you do this, you're considered to have resistance to the damage from that attack equal to 2. If you do this, you have +1 resistance versus the damage of that attack, I think. It was a bit too chonky before and worded a bit funny. Okay. All right. So equipment, handling equipment in Dungeon Slug is fairly, is honestly, yeah, I don't like the way that's is rules light and straightforward. There is no cumbrance value or carry limits, mostly because of the sheer rarity of you actually finding that much stuff. There are 3 different categories of equipment available for you within Dungeon Slug: weapons, protection, and trinkets. I can make these referenced. Equipment rules. Before we get into the specifics, here's some rules to know about. Resource represents things like armor rating, arrows, bolts, magical charges, etc., etc. Anything that is regularly consumed or reduced above with the ammunition resource amount to represent how many arrows you have left. Resources amounts can range from 1 to 6. Entities usually begin with a resource amount of 4 unless stated otherwise, or the jerk says differently. 4, unless stated otherwise, or the jerk says differently. Some resources can be found, purchased, or given during a run. You can never have more than 6 in any one resource. Fizzle checks. Each time a resource is used, roll a fizzle check. 1d6. If you roll the current resource amount or lower, its amount is or higher. No. Yeah, it is lower. It is lower. Its amount is reduced by 1. If the amount is brought to 0, the item with that resource cannot be used any further. If it, what time is it? We're good. If it is armor, the armor is destroyed. I'm gonna leave that for now because it's representing the optional rule for that. We're gonna get to that in a second. Treasure comes in 2 types in Dungeon Slug: skull tokens and shinies. There is no limit to how much treasure an overlord or peon can hold. Skull tokens can be earned from dungeon zones as well as occasionally dropped by certain baddies. So skull tokens for upgrading stuff. Shinies, shinies used for just about everything else in the game. Yeah, shinies are for like buying the quirks. I'm also wondering if I want to use shinies. So I've considered at the beginning of the game, like originally I was just gonna have everyone roll randomly for a weapon. I might change it up. I'm thinking of changing it up that everyone always starts with fisticuffs by default on their character sheet. Everyone has fisticuffs because you can always punch things, and fisticuffs doesn't increase in level or get better in any way. You do 1 point of damage and that's it. I'm thinking of having it that everyone can either start. Everyone starts with the club. Or there will be the weapons that can be purchased with shinies at the beginning of each run. Like you roll randomly. I have a price assigned to each weapon because not all weapons are created equal. That's very much on purpose. And I don't know. Like I like what was the one game I was playing the one day? Wizard of Legend. They sort of had it like a lot of roguelikes. You have it's just like you unlock new weapons and you get a random weapon at the beginning of each run that you can maybe choose from and stuff like that. They had it a little bit differently. At the beginning of each run there was random stuff, but you still had to buy it before the beginning of the run. I was like, I kind of like that. It does give another thing for the shinies to be used for. aside from just doing certain upgrades and stuff. So I'm a little torn on that. I gotta know, I'm a little torn on that. I'll be right back. I gotta use the washroom and just get up for a second. I know I've only been streaming an hour, but I gotta get up and stretch. I'm gonna use the washroom. We're gonna come back and we're gonna get on the weapons here. I think we're gonna make a decision on what to do with the weapons. If I want to make what I want to do with the weapons, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I'll be right back. Okay. All right. All right. Oh, we're getting back into things here. My cat's upset with me. He's like, why are you letting me back in the room? Because we're doing stuff. And you guys are being loud today. Too loud. All right, so we are looking at weapons. Now, I realize the weapon change I want to make is actually going to be in the delving rules, not the weapon rules themselves. These just explain how the weapons work. The actual rules for setting up the delve, the run, is different. So we'll get to that. So, all weapons in Dungeon Slug scale over time. They begin at level 1. The dungeon delving for more details on... See, this should be a separate paragraph. All PNs are always are also assumed to always... I don't need also. Are assumed to always have the fisticuff weapons in addition to any others. There are a couple of special traits that a weapon could have that can affect how it works. And then I got cost, fast, heavy, reach, and resource. Okay, and then I've got my weapons, which I just went through. Probably need people to double check to make sure they're all... I mean, not balanced. There's very much not balance in this game on purpose. So, yeah. And then I need a picture here. Let's do a placeholder for a second. Do a placeholder. Let's just make it gray. Well, let's do it gray. Whatever. It's just a placeholder. Okay. Let's convert to curves. Let's go back to here so I can see. Let's turn the snapping back on. Hey, snapping. Thank you. All right. This. Oops. All right, so now I know there's a picture is going to go here. Oh yeah. I think I might do 3, 4, 5. Just bring it in a bit more. Okay, so some sort of picture is going to go there eventually. It's just a placeholder. Okay, so here is where we are going to change some things. So I've already been simplifying it a bit from anyone that's watched this before. So originally I had armor, which resisted ouchie, and then each element had their own resistance. Right now, the way players work to make it as simple as possible is you just have your armor and your elemental resistances, so AR and ER. And then, of course, there might be certain circumstances where you have something specific to a certain element. So, here's how you gain armor resistance. So armor resistance comes from, you guessed it, armor. You can wear one piece of armor with the trait armor and hold one with the trait shield if you have a free hand. Resistance rating of these two things added together give you your armor resistance. And generally your elemental resistances start at 0. As you find and use charms, resistance trinkets, charm resistance trinkets, your elemental resistance increase appropriately. Resistance charms disappear once used and cannot be unequipped or traded like armor. I don't know if I need that, but we'll leave it in for a moment. Flying resistance. When you are successfully attacked, roll a number of d6s equal to your armor resistance or elemental resistance, depending on the type of damage. Each 6 rolled lowers the amount of incoming damage to a minimum of 0. I might have you can extend this check with swollenness. We'll see. So I had it fizzle. Basically, as you were, I had them as resources. Instead of just a thing. I had them as resources so that as you use them, they would slowly wear away. I'm thinking of making this an optional rule. I don't even need like this bit here, but I think I'm going to, so let's lower you down for a moment. Let's, I don't actually call them resources here. I'm going to change this. So let's... Optional rule. Fizzle. Just put optional. Resistance. Fizzle. I don't know if I like that name, but all right. It's like yeep. How big do you need to be? Pretty big. I don't actually need this at all. Okay, info box text. Yes, there we go. Excuse me. Okay, so like other resources, so I don't need this here either. What I could do, since I've got plenty of space to work with here, let's bring this down a bit. We are going to optional rule, and then we can bring this back up to 20. Bring this down. Resistance fizzle. Okay. This. Well, a fizzle check. So we can do reference. But we gotta do a special coloration because I didn't feel like making a special reference thing just for these boxes. There we go. So fizzle check against the rating in that resistance. If the armor fizzles, it damages your shield, lowers and okay. So what I can do is I can explain why this is an optional rule. So once again, let's oops. Let's bring this all the way down. Okay. If you want a level of complexity, the game harder, you can have resistances wear away over time. And what I would like to do, I just gotta find one with a separator. Oh, there's a bunch right here. Derp. That is not centered. There it is. Now it is. Okay, so now we have a monster of a set of optional rules for this. I'm gonna bring this up a bit so we can shorten this box just a bit. Oops. There we go. That way we can bring you down. Oh, too much. Say it right there. And just a slight tilt. Okay. So let's just make sure, let's comb through this, make sure this change didn't fuck anything up. So armor resistance, you can wear one piece of armor. The shield trait for free. Okay, so what I'll probably do is I'll go here, and on these ones I'm gonna do I could just do AR. It's literally explained on just this opposite opposing page, ARER. Okay, so this simplifies it for the kids, because this whole optional rule thing, if you want to add like complexity or something, this is like for the adults if they're playing, and they don't have to worry about people that don't want to understand that don't want to go through this stuff, and they just want like a basic system. This is an optional rule for this. I'm not sure about calling it resistance fizzle. Resistance where? What's another? All right, thesaurus.com. Come here. Degrade. I don't want to call it degrade, but what's another word for deteriorate? Resistance. Go away, cat. Trying to figure out a word. Can worse disimprove? Oh. Is this resistance? Decay. I like that. Okay, we're gonna go with decay. I like that. That one's good. Oh, diminish is also pretty good, eh? Yeah. You got a good point. I think I'm going to go with decay at the moment just because it's shorter. Like, purely because it's a shorter word. Even though I kind of like diminish. Yeah, I'm going to stick with decay for the moment. Okay. So, this is a big thing for streamlining it for if kids play or people that just don't want to have to think. because I liked the idea of your resistances diminishing or decaying over time. Oh, I do really like the word diminish. But I like them going away over time, crumbling as you use them. So I like the fizzle checks, and that like your armor, like you have to get new armor, you have to get new resistances, stuff like that. But I also realize that's not for everybody, especially if you've got like a bloody 10-year-old playing the game, and they may not want to have to track that stuff. It's been a couple of years since I've been 10. I don't remember how mentally competent they are. I don't think very, but I don't know. So, and the only children I have are fur children. So yeah. And then trinkets are the trinket lists. So trinkets are things that monsters may drop. You will see, so depending on the quality of the monster, whether they're common, epic, or boss. Actually, I don't even know if I'll have the boss. I guess I could have bosses drop it in case you, for some reason, run across another boss in a dungeon. But trinkets, most trinkets are stackable. Some are not, but a lot of them give like a +1 to something, or they stack like unstable. So like, or a burning or bleed or stuff like that. So that's trinkets. Competence comes in spurts, constantly a surprise. So we're gonna do this. Convert. Nope, that is not what I wanted. Oh no, come back. There we go. There we go. So you here, you here, you here. Boom. Bring it in by 5 shifts. This needs to go higher though. So we got another area, blank template for where a picture is going to go into eventually. Okay. All right. So yeah, trinkets is like, it's sort of between equipment and, oh, actually, there's stuff and things. Weapons, oh, protection and trinkets. Okay, I did rename it. We've like adjusted so many things in the game. I got to keep going back and like, did I fix that name everywhere else? Like sometimes the replacement feature, like I'll like spell it wrong or something so it doesn't catch it. Quirks will be there shortly. Okay, dungeon delving. All right, let's get into this. We may have to like adjust this a little bit too. We'll see. All right. So dungeon delving, which I'm so happy I've like hyper simplified how this works, because I originally had it like a standard roguelike where there was like the map you had to follow and it was randomized, and in a computer game, if this was completely virtual tabletop, that would work fine. It would be great. We could program it to do it. But if you play this pen and paper, that's a pain in the ass to keep track of. So adventure clocks, so much easier. I might not call them adventure clocks though, because they're not really like, originally I had them like clocks. They were like the clocks in Blades in the Dark, but they're not really clocks anymore. So I might need a different adventure something. I might rename adventure clock to adventure something. I don't know what yet. But it's these things here. It's these things here. Without a jerk and a custom dungeon, you can choose how long of a run you want to undertake, and then you can like check off the number of things. Yeah, I need a better name. It's not a clock anymore. I need a better name than clock. It's not a clock. Adventure ticket? I mean, it kind of looks like a ticket. And you're like punching holes in the ticket. Tickets. Different size adventure tickets depending on like the email the jerk. I've completed a number of dungeon zones of your choice equal to the number on the adventure tickets. To a reference for that. You must take on the boss fight. Yeah. Okay. Oh, hard on there. Okay. Okay. Let's do adventure clock. Are there any other circumstances? Oh, right there. Let's do adventure ticket. Replace. 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 Okay. So now if we do get rid of this ticket, make sure I didn't fuck anything up when I did the replacements. Adventure ticket. Make it slightly longer. Sure, can cut a sentence there to make it like last in. Yes. There, didn't even need to get rid of a whole sentence. Adventure ticket is good. Adventure ticket did not fuck anything up. Think we are good. Think we're good. Okay. Yeah, we're good. Adventure ticket. This kind of looks like a ticket, but I have it formatted. Yeah, I believe that. Okay. So I think that is good. We got our zone types, which is the campsite, the combat zone, hazards, healing, social encounters, and treasure hoard. Oh, that should be up. Yes. Let's go online with the others. I like it. I like it. We're making some progress. This is looking good. Pre-game, before anything actually begins, each player may want to spend a little time shopping for quirks if they haven't already, although it's just original players. Do this after the runs. Should I put that in a separate box? Nah, I'll keep it as is. There is a small amount of setup you need to do as the game starts. So select an adventure ticket. Choose how long you plan to. Take and what dungeon be delving into. Okay. Roll on the table. So choose a peon. Rolling for the anomaly. Roll for the slug. Swag. Each peon rolls once on the weapon table to determine what weapon they get. Then they get to roll once on the master swag table for each level of the peon's luck savvy. And then cry because you're about to get your butt whooped. So this is the one thing I'm torn on. Do I want to just keep it that's just like it's just completely random what weapon you get? Because it is faster that way. Like as cool as it would be to incorporate doing something like having to purchase the weapons with the shinies and having like a setup and what semi-random each time, but you still got to choose. I feel like that goes against the simplicity that we're looking for here. I'm really having to like moderate myself between like, wouldn't this be kind of cool to, but is it streamlined enough? And I think just keeping it random is probably the best way to go. I'm like talking myself into it, right? Talking myself into it. Okay, replacement peon stuff. If your peon dies during a run and you bring in a new one, you will have to repeat steps 4 and 5 for that peon. Oh, here's one thing. Oh, there was a change I was going to do before I got this. Skipping all over the place. Where's the actions? Where's the actions? Attacks. Peon rolls the row appropriate savvy if the attack is successful. Oh, I already changed it so that the attacks and baddies are automatically a success. Okay, I already made the change I was thinking of making. Because like originally I had it that you had to roll for the baddies as well, but that's dumb. For what we have set up here, especially if you want to be able to play solo or with a unguided in a group, having the baddies roll for anything just makes no sense. Okay, we're good. We're good. Never mind. Crisis averted. Okay. Yes, replacement stuff, delves, and eventually you need to complete dungeon zones equal to the adventure ticket number before. So dungeon, let's make some of these. Let's make some of these a reference. So dungeon zone, adventure ticket. Remember, you're struggling. You choose to make camp. We're gonna reference that one as well by choosing a campsite dungeon zone if need be. Although the number of these are limited by the length of the run. How escape works, which I believe is all fine. Peon level up, which is just reiterating how the peon level worked. You may find skull coins through the run. You can only increase the level of your peon mid-run if it's at a campsite or a healing zone. Oh, I did change that. Originally, I had it between dungeon zones, but now I have it at just a campsite or healing zone. I think I'm going to stick with that change, which means I need to go back to the part where the peons were described. Level. If you wish to advance your peon to the next level, equal it costs can only be done between runs at campsite or healing zone. There we go. And then we're gonna reference this and this. I almost missed that. I almost fucked it up. I'm sure I've missed many things. We're gonna get into the betas very soon. Like this is so close to being testable. I just need to like fill out a few of the slugs, and because I don't have a lot of the upgrade quirks or anything done, so we couldn't do like a multi-run test to see how the upgrades work. But this is just to see if the base mechanics work. So I just need to make a couple of monsters in a dungeon, fill out the rest of the slugs, and I'm done. Well, for the beta test at least. Okay. Escape. Peon level up. What's the scale with the toughest peon in the group? So you beef up one peon compared to the others. They may suffer. Clean up. Manage treasures. Transfers any shinies. Improvements. Swag fees. Scrub down. Good. Solo play. A growing movement in RPGs in recent years is the rise of solo play. Because this game does not need a jerk, traditionally known as the Game Master, it is also primed for this. I don't need to keep saying the word solo play. For solo play, you will likely want to control multiple peons at once, a group of 4, however. One, 2, 4. Group of 1 to 4. However, you only need one overlord. This does mean your overlord quirks will be purchased at an accelerated rate, so it's suggested you increase the cost of those, usually 3 or 4 times the normal price. Awesome. Blood chests. Oh, here. We haven't, you know what we haven't done? We haven't checked up on the vagabonds. Oh, he did it! He did it! I gotta go say congratulations on his stream.
Like, backing up a lot of the work I had coming up all this time. God, Fred from How to RPG for coming out in the chats and also shouting it out on your socials and everything. Sarah, the Hype Goblin, Sensei Suplex, oh my god, like all the people. Discourse minis.
There's like so many say
fucking
congrats on funding.
My dude, Ked. I don't know that there was anybody that was a more frequent and active cheerleader than Ked Hup for me on this thing.
Oh, he's calling me out.
Ked was constantly posting over on Twitter every time you're streaming as well. I'm so glad you were able to pop in for this. Ked, thank you so much, man, for shouting this out all the time I would make a post. Thank you, my dude. God, Treant Monk for shouting it out over on his channel. I know the day the Treant Monk shouted it out, it shot up by like $500, like real quick. God,
I'm so happy you did it. He was we're here. He was so worried. Here. He was so stressed.
Thank all of you in my audience for sharing this with other Discords, with other communities that like I'm not even aware of.
And he's still got a few days left, so like I don't know, like he won't hit stretch goals or anything, but every little bit helps.
Thank you so much, man. Also for hanging out, shouting this thing out over on Twitter. There's so many creators who have like helped support me to get to where I am right now. I also would be a complete idiot not to mention probably the 3 guys that got me to where I am today, that helped me like find my voice as a like game designer.
And who's his 3 guys? I want to see this before we go.
Keep me informed as to where I am.
Like a stream,
or even giving me opportunities like as we speak right now. Benjamin Huffman, Ross Leiser, Heavy Arms. All right.
Oh, those are like his inspirations.
Originally,
Okay,
Benjamin
all right.
Huffman, like making The Pugilist, made me go, dude, like this is sick. You mean you can like really make?
All right. Well, I am very glad to see that he is funded. Yeah. All right. Cool. I'm very glad for him. That's super good. I'm super stoked to like play Vagabond. Like I'm gonna let it. Before I do another test of it, I'm gonna let it cook for a bit. Yeah. All right. So we got the thing for solo play. Increase the cost of those. The cost. I'm gonna do cost. So it's suggested to increase the cost for quirks equal to the number of peons you control at once in a run. The number of peons you are usually controlling at once in a run. Okay. All right. I don't need equal. Quirks to increase the cost for quirks. Suggested to multiply the cost for quirks. The number of peons you're usually controlling in a run at once. Yes. All right. It's good. It's good. Okay. So then blood chests. One special thing we need to know about our blood chests with a S because it's plural. Blood chests. These are often a rare occurrence, including special benefits you can't get elsewhere. However, blood chests have a pretty hefty cost for the peon that opens them. Only one peon can open the blood chest, and all blood chests and all the treasure inside goes directly to that peon alone. I don't know if I like that sentence. Only one peon can open the blood chest. I'm gonna say instead of and, but. So only one peon can open the blood chest, comma, but all the treasure inside goes directly to that peon alone. I like that better. However, opening them has a cost. When a peon opens a blood chest, the player rolls 1d3 and consults below. They will get necrotic taint, which means they lose 4 to the current and base swollenness of the peon permanently, or Dane Bramage for 4 to the current and base smorts permanently, or energy drain, which is 4 to the current or base chutzpah permanently. I think that's good. I like that. And then we have our setup tables. Getting there. We're getting so close. We are setup tables. So when setting up for a run in the Dungeon Slug system, there will be some tables you will need to roll on during this process, whether it's rolling for your starting weapon or random swag for your peon. If you're rolling for your slugs or anomaly for that run, that's your other tables for that. This doesn't need to be this does not need to be 2 separate paragraphs. So we're gonna bring this up a bit. Bring you up a little bit. We'll just tilt it a little, because it wouldn't be Dungeon Slug if the tables weren't slightly tilted. except for the really big ones. Oh. All right, so we have our master swag table, which they only have to roll on. So they get their weapon, and then they get to roll on the master swag table a number of times equal to their current luck score. So by default, everyone's got a luck of 1. So they get to roll on the master swag table one at a time. It is a D6, and on a 1 to 4, it's a trinket. On a 5, it's armor. On a 6, it's another weapon. I think I'm good with that. And then, of course, we've got our armor table, weapon table, trinket table. So we got all of these tables set up. We're gravy. We're good. Okay, then we have our anomaly and slug tables, because then we need to roll for our anomaly and we need to roll for our slugs. So anomalies are all done. I don't think I have any I still had to chew away at. Slugs, however, have a lot of work. Slugs have a lot of work. I think the main thing I've been focusing on today is streamlining this stuff. I feel like this is going in a good direction. It's going to be easier for the kids, especially moving the armor decay, or well, the resistance decay to like an optional rule. I feel like that's helped out a lot. Yeah. Oh, so many more bits to do though. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll set up, I want to set up the other chapters as well, because I still need the chapters for baddies, which I can copy over right now. Let's before we do that, let's do a quick so image placeholder will be right there. So should I have the dungeon design? I think I have the dungeon. I think I'm going to put the bestiary last. So I think the next chapter is going to be dungeon design. I'm just going to add 2 pages for that at the moment. So this is going to be dungeons. I think I want to rename this from Dungeon Delving to just The Run. Or maybe Delving? No, The Run. Adventure Time. How about that? Yeah, let's do Adventure Time. I like that. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Okay. And that way, when we don't have dungeon delvings and then dungeons, which it just breaks it up a little bit, makes it a little bit better. So what we're gonna do, and then we'll add, and there will be, like, I don't have this set up in separate chapters quite yet, just because this is like super rough. There will be I'm thinking at the bottom is I'm gonna have like what section we're in currently and stuff like that. So this is going to be the bestiary. Now, bestiary, starting with, let's see here. Dungeon Slug draft. Scrolling. Baddies. Okay, so what I'm gonna do... is this the most up-to-date? Comes in one of 3 varieties: common, epic, and boss. Anytime you see I'm gonna have to retype this from scratch. I'm not sure, actually. Maybe not. Okay, one second. You guys are like wondering what the fuck I'm doing. Let's go back to chatting for a second, just so I can like look at this to the side. Okay, so I originally had types for it. One second. Open recent. Dungeon Slug. That's the old version of the beta. Oh, no, I don't want that. That opens the book. It's a little wonky. Where's the recent again? Recent. Oh. I have to redo that bit. It's like I had the rough outline for it, but then I've changed a bunch of shit as well. Oh, shit biscuits. Yeah. I have changed a bunch of shit as well. So this is like my original, just like super rough, whatever. Let's get rid of the bookmarks. There we go. Okay, so this is my super rough bit. Then I had a bit on creating it. Where did my old one go? This isn't it at all. This isn't it at all. Okay, one second. I gotta look in my files here. See if I can find it. RPG Dungeon Slug 2. Is that the one I'm doing right now? Oh. Maybe. I should have been smart and like, I don't know, dated it. Oh, hello. What do we got here? Oh no, that's the really old one. That's when I was still doing that's the really old one. No, that's not it at all. That's not it at all. Work in progress strip down. Okay, this is the old style for it. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Yeah. This is the one I had for creating baddies and stuff. So we are going to, can I copy this? Oh, fuck off. Select. Okay, I'm just going to copy all the text. Okay, all right. So let's go in here. So that was like the old version of Dungeon Slug. Making my computer chug a bit. So we're gonna do the custom text boxes right about here. Yeah, there's because of what I've done how fancy I've been with the layout of this. Like for anyone watching, it's like, why didn't you just do the layout in the master pages, or the boxes in the master pages? Well, that's because I've done some. I have so many pages that have like unique layout elements to them that it would have actually been a pain in the ass. So I didn't bother. Okay. And I do believe that brings everything in line with what I had. That feels small. Body 1. Yeah, okay. All right. I gotta redo all this. It imported like a new style. It's like, that's not right. Okay. Let's add a couple of pages just in case. I don't think, because one of the things I've done as well is I've like significantly increased the text size. Because, I mean, especially, you know, you got kids and stuff. People of all ages. I don't know, maybe you got someone in their 90s. Okay, we're gonna tie this over you here. Okay. So let's go through. We'll format the basics here, and then we'll go through and we'll start updating this for the newer dungeon slug now that it's different. So variants. So you should be heading 1. Yeah, it made like a new body style for some reason. Weird. Okay, baddies in. See, I don't. Okay. I don't need this level of styles on that stuff as well. Thank you. Okay, that's better. Okay, so I don't need you open anymore. I'm surprised my computer's not freaking out more than it is. I'm like opening like some pretty chunky files here. All right. Okay, let's do this. So everything is styled baseline for this book now. We just got to go through and like do specifics. One of 3 varieties. These ones we can do as a reference. So common, epic, and Baus. If I could find a way to like properly spell Baus instead of boss and like make it look right, I would, but I don't think I can. Anytime you see a set of 3 things, numbers separated by a slash that represents the 3 variants respectively. For example, health may be split into 5, 10, 15 for common, epic, and boss. All right. Epic baddies are considered to have +1 to their level. Boss baddies are considered to have +2 to their level. Yes. Okay. So far, so good. Creating baddies. Want to create baddies of your own? No, that's my job. Okay. Here are steps to follow. So this will be a heading 2, which I am, if I wanted to share this information with you, here are the steps that I were to follow if I wanted to share this information with you, which I totally do not. That's pretty self-explanatory, the name. I think I was going to drop... I had types originally. I don't know how I feel about this. I had like the different types. I had like, you know, like animal and fae and people and synthetic. And I don't even know if I need them. I don't think I need them. I don't have anything that targets certain types specifically. And Dungeon Slug is so unhinged at times, types might even be limiting. I don't really have any mechanics that base off of it, so I don't think I need types. feels like blasphemy, but I am just cutting that. Gone. All right. So you're going to be heading to level. The baddies in Dungeons Like don't have this I have changed. The level I'm doing for baddies in Dungeon Slug is going to be equal to the highest level member of the party, I think. Number of dice equal to their level for all rolls. The baddies in a dungeon are so I gotta get rid of this. Level of all baddies in a dungeon is equal to the highest level of peon in the group for this run. Let's just in the run. Baddies don't have their own set levels because that would be too totally fair. They get harder as you get better because that makes me happy. The level of all baddies in the dungeon is equal to the highest level of the peon in the run. Remember that baddies that are epic, we're going to make that a reference, and have +1 to their base to their level. And the boss reference has have a +2. I can get rid of these two things. Man, this really simplified it. In this way, if you have peons, see, that was before I did this. One of the issues that I had is I wasn't sure what to do if we had peons of different levels coming in. But now that it just scales with the highest level peon, then it works great. Because if someone wants to bring in like a level 6 peon that they've been actually able to carry through forever, but everyone else is like a level 1 or 2 peon, then that means everything's going to be stupidly hard. And I like that. So it's good. I like it. All right. The base health of baddies is usually equal to double their level. So this has to change. This has to change. So what I'm going to do. So it was to double the level. So 4. I gotta change this. So we're gonna say the health. How do I want to do the health for this? Each peon will have a set of base health, different variants, common, epic, boss. This represents, no, not each peon, each baddie. Each baddie will have a set of base health for different variants of base health for the different variants. Common, this represents level 1 baddie. for each level, for each level, add that amount again. Or I could just say multiply, just math this. Just math this. Level 1 baddie. So each baddie will have a set, will have a base health, the different variants of common epic boss. You then multiply this health by the level of the... That won't work because epic boss, common, epic, and boss have increased levels. Shit. Or each baddie will have a base health. As listed in its stat block. I figured out the math. I got it. Well, the base health is listed in its stat block. You multiply this number by its level to get its final health. To make this easier, each stat block will have a pre-calculated chart of health for the first, what do we say, 5 levels? Five? 6? I think 6. Everything's going in 6s in this. Okie dokie. So each baddie will have a base health as listed in stat block. You multiply this number by its level, let's reference that, to get its final health. To make this easier, each stat block will have a pre-calculated chart of health for the first 6 levels. So I'll have like levels 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But then I'll have common, epic. Actually, I don't even need to have common, epic, and boss because just it's common and epic and boss are just adding to their level. So I'm just gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'm just gonna have the thing. It'll be easy. It'll be easy. Because this way it scales up. Like if a common creature has say 2 health, then the epic version will have 4 health, and the boss version will have 6 health. It goes up like that. And then if for some reason, I gotta change the level then. The baddies don't have. The level of all the common level of all baddies, common variant level of all baddies in dungeons equal to the highest level of the peanut in the run. Remember that baddies that are epic have +1 to this level, and the boss has +2. All right. See, this was the other major thing we needed to figure out before we could beta test. So I think we're getting this chunked away. I think we're doing good. Glad I focused on this today. I don't know. I feel creative today. Like the juices are flowing. All right. Resistances can be a game changer. Even resistance to physical 1 means that unarmed attacks. No. I have changed the way resistances have worked. Resistance, I used to have resistances just being like a damage reduction. I have now changed the resistances to being rolls. Although I don't want the baddies to roll for anything. So maybe I will keep it damage reduction. I think I might keep it as like a damage reduction. Resistances. The resistances, the baddie, resistances for baddies is slightly different than that. Different than that of the peons. We do not roll anything for the. I don't have to put the reasoning behind it. Incoming damage is automatically reduced. Resistance of that type. So resistances can be a game changer. Even resistances to physical 1. That should be ouchie, because I don't have that anymore. Yeah, this was a while ago. Jeez. Okay. Even resistances to ouchie 1 means that unarmed attacks can't hurt it unless the peon extends themselves or has a quirk. Baddies have a separate resistance rating for each damage type. Resistance is even resistance to even resistance. I don't need 2. Even resistance ouchie 1 means that unarmed attacks, fisticuff attacks can't hurt it unless the peon extends. We're gonna do a reference themselves, and fisticuff should be an entity, and it imported a bunch of these extra shit. God damn it! Don't need you. Delete. It imported all these extra styles. Make sure I didn't break anything. Wouldn't that suck? Okay, no, well, it looks like we're good. Okay, all right. When resistance ouchie 1 means that fisticuff attacks can't hurt it unless the peon extends themselves or has a reference quirk. Or has, we're just going to say bonuses from something. So choose carefully if what you are creating has any resistances, especially resistance to, once again, I don't have physical damage anymore. I have ouchie damage. If it's against a damage type less often used, I don't need that, because that's just like reiterating the same thought over and over. I don't need that. Weaknesses. The opposite of resistances are weaknesses. To ouchie damage. Weaknesses. Whenever a baddie takes damage of the appropriate type, take extra damage equal to their rating of the weakness. It'd be ultra rare for baddies to have a weakness to ouchie damage, but It should be ultra rare for baddies to have weaknesses to ouchie damage. Quirks. I'm going to change the name. We're just going to say modifications. Another word for modifications, because these are things I want to like instead of modifications, maybe modifiers. Because these are, so they have their actions, which are like randomized, but I also want other, not ability, like they're not activated abilities. I don't know. All right, Thesaurus, you need to come back. Modification? No. Because they're mostly like passive things, not quite abilities. I'll look at ability anyway. How about in mod, like, I don't want to call it a quirk because we're using quirks as a name for something else. Something different. A foible, maybe? Kink? Trait. Oh, trait's not bad. I'm not using trait for anything in this system. Shay? Weird. Equivocation? Yeah, let's not use equivocation. Vagary, it'll make a couple people chuckle. Foible's not bad. What is the specific definition of foible? No, click on bullshit. Oh, foible is more of like a weakness or flaw, though. I don't really want that. I'm gonna go with trait. I think I'm gonna go with trait. Trait. Baddies can have special traits. Provide passive changes or triggering circumstances in combat. These traits could be a standard passive ability, available to multiple baddies, a modifier to certain types of roles, or something else entirely. You can find these in the it'll be in the stat blocks. All right. Baddies may or may not drop shinies. Level 1 baddies rarely drop anything unless they are a boss variant. The shinies thing I still have to figure out. This is gonna be ZZZ. I don't know yet. So I'm still figuring out like the economy of how much we need for shinies and stuff like that. So this I don't know yet. Because this is built for play with or without a jerk. Baddies come with a list of random actions. Usually B6 worth. This is where you get to be a little creative. Usually, I'm going to say usually 3 or 6 actions in total. Baddies in the list of random actions, usually 3 or 6 actions in total, depending on how complex the creature is. This is where you get to be a little creative. Most actions should generally be an attack. some kind. Let's say many actions. Act of some kind. Is on effects or support of its allies. So I did have with attacks usually dealing 2 damage to a single target or 1 damage at multiple targets. I need to change this. With attacks usually dealing 2 damage per level. No, 2 damage. I'm going to up this, I think. So 3 damage to a single target or 1 damage if multiple. Increase this damage by +1 for every level or at second level and every level thereafter. Yeah. So this way, if it's a single target attack, say it's like a common level 1 baddie, 3 damage. Epic level 1 baddie, 4 damage. Boss baddie, 5 damage. And that's per attack. Now, say you've got a level 3 party member that is in the group. So the base level is 3. A boss means that's a base level of 5. So this would be adding extra 4 damage. So it's like 7 damage on a boss level at that point. I can simplify this math even more for people. You know what? I can simplify this even more for the kids. I can do this even better. Attacks usually deal 2 damage plus per level if it's against a single target. Yes. No, 3. Or 1 damage plus 1 damage per level if it's a if it targets targets more than 1. It targets more than 1 entity. Still might have to futz with the numbers a little bit. Still might have to futz with those numbers. We'll see. Go away for a second. Looking up something here. Yeah. Okay. So they start with, right now, they're starting with 6 and 6. So it's 12 total health, basically. I think I might do this as 2 and 0. So attack usually deal 2 damage plus 1 damage per level if it's against a single target or we'll just do 1 damage per level if it targets more than 1 entity. So it's basically 2 extra damage if it targets a single target. I think that'll work. I mean, we want it to be deadly, right? but I don't want them to like instantly fail in the first encounter every time. We'll see. We'll see. All right. We're gonna put usually attacks deal 2 damage. It's a single target. And then we can do, however, thinking of other actions that play on the theme of it is good as well. A goblin shaman sits in the back line, actually mostly helps their allies more than they actually attack. And then when playing with a jerk, they can choose the action the baddies take or roll randomly. And we're going to change shinies to treasure. And I think I'm going to put treasure after the actions. Build that wall until it's done. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty good. And that basically gets us what we need. So the treasure thing I still have to figure out yet. But we can make a couple of baddies using these rules. We make like some simple like goblins or something. And I think that could turn out. I think that could look good. I think that could it's good. It's good. Okay. Let's go. Let's grab like, we'll use a similar thing that we did with this. Okay, so I don't need these anymore. Okay. So I could do something like this. So let's bring in like your standard goblin, right? Okay. And when I die, we're probably gonna want this to be much bigger. That is the wrong one. The western sky. So let's extend it all the way. So we're gonna want to have what it looks like here in its description. These words came soft. Goblin description goes here. I don't know if I have. I don't know what we need here. I don't know if this needs to be so big. Because what I can do, but we buried him there. The gobbo can go here. Because then I can. One second, let me. RPG, Dungeon Slug, monsters. Let me find the gobbo here. Gobbo, gobbo, gobbo. Goblin. Where? On the lone prairie. There's our goblin. Oh, bury me not on the lone prairie. These words came soft and painfully from the pallid lips of a youth who lay. Okay, that looks pretty good, right? That looks pretty good. And then the description doesn't have to be that big either. So there's a little description there. So what we can do is we can do a couple of things. So, you know, I actually don't need that here. We're going to put this here. Actions. This will get us like our standard template, right? Okay, all right. So we have, so name here. Goblin. Chump. I might get rid of this spot here where it says like the slash bit, because I don't think I actually had to do it. Everything just scales on the level. Everything just scales on the level. So I can get rid of the whole slash thing. Well, that just simplified my life, didn't it? Okay. So we got name. Oh, I don't have to put a level in there. I do have position. Position. Let's. Okay, so position. Maybe I should put health first before position, eh? So these ones I should probably do in alphabetical order. But I think health needs to be a thing. I might pretty it up with an icon instead of just saying health. We'll see. We'll see how extra I want to get on this, because I do kind of want to get extra on it. So then we're going to do. Then we'll do position. Okay. And resistance says. Nope. Weaknesses. Traits. Treasure. And I feel like these are too far apart. Can I like, yeah. Actions. And then I need a thing. I need a thing. Oh, that might actually take up less space than I thought. Okay. Now this will probably take some space. Let's just like type randomly, see what it looks like on 3 lines. Okay. This will give us a standard spacing for it. So what we can do is we can bring this down. Actions. We should also, where do we want position? Because I could get rid of position from here, right? But what I'm thinking is we do position. Front line. Does it not feel centered? Oh no, I guess it is. No, that's centered. Just looked weird for a second. Action. Okay. There we go. So that gives us 3 lines for each action, which should be more than enough, I think. Pretty sure. You know what? Let's make space for 4 lines. Okay. Let's just randomly type. Okay. Let's make space for 4 lines here. Okay. So, oh, hello. Okay, that looks like pretty good space for 4 lines right there. I should probably, what I'm going to do when I finish this, I'm going to do an example creature here to show like the different bits, I think. I'll like have like little arrows pointing, being like, this is where this is. I like it. So, Goblin Chump, for example. So, like, health 1, resistances, none, weaknesses, none, traits. So, these are going to be like the super standard, like, nothing bad guys. Treasure, I got to leave a ZZZ because I'm not sure how it goes yet. And then description will go there. Like that. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty tiny, which is on purpose. So 10 point. Yeah. Do I need 4 lines? Because like I'm looking at like health, resistance, weakness, traits. I'd really like to put in like little icons or pictures there. But that means like taking up more room for each one of those, maybe making them their own separate entities. But that means I need more space. Okay, I think I'm going to keep that as is. I still think I might want to collapse these to 3 lines. It's not like I can't adjust them. I would like to make them like standard. Okay. Well, here's the thing, first of all. This doesn't need to be so big. That gives us a ton of space right there. Ah, look at that. Look at that. Yes, please. Okay. Then we have room if we need to have like a bunch of resistances or weaknesses or traits or something like that. Okay, that's better. I like that. That's a bit better. That squishes it a little bit. Yeah, okay. We can eke out even a little bit more space. Because like for something like this, it's not a big deal. But when we start getting to like super fancy creatures like a big dragon, we're going to want all the space we can get. So that's what the stat block's going to look like. I like it. Now we have our standardized stat block. Hey, that's fucking awesome. All right. And then we can do like, when we do variants, I was thinking for the variants, because I don't have like a lot of like different pictures for them. I just like, I have a goblin picture. That's it. But what we could do is we could go like here. Boom. Okay. Go here. Take this goblin. Give him an effects. Do a color overlay. Do a color overlay. Set it to, say, hue. And like red variant or like purple variant or something like that. Like we could just like do the color variants because that would be, yeah, hue is better. Yeah, we can do like, so here's like the red variant. Or actually here, let's do like, so like purple. Maybe like, this one would be like Goblin Shaman. Hey. Look at that. All right. One thing I can do though. So let's get rid of this. Let's just playing around. Now it's fiendish. Yeah, right? Right? I don't need, I can get even more room back here because I don't need a type. I don't need a type. So I can do this, boom. Let's do title block. This goblin chump, go up a little bit. Everything go up. And that gets me even a little bit more room, just in case. Because I didn't need a subtype or anything there. It's not like when I'm like dealing with like where I need little variants there, or where's the weapons? Like here the weapons had like the little modifier bits to them. I don't need any of that stuff. Don't need it. Wrong page. Yeah. It feels weird that sometimes I'll have a white space here. Like I could adjust the height of each one of these, but I kind of want to make them that standard, like a standardized thing. I mean, like what I could do, just to here, let's bring these down for a second. So like this one, for example, has basically nothing here. So what I could do is we bring this here. Oh, do I already have this? Oh, I think I already had this frame with the wrap. I do. Look at me. Past me was super smart. It can fit more lore. Yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking too. That's exactly what I was thinking. Look at that. Great minds. Yeah. Okay. Okay, snapping. Turn off for a second. So I can easily just adjust this box and then just like ignore the random gibberish here for a second. I just want to see how it looks. Okay. So what I can do is now I also know how big I should really have this box, to be perfectly honest. Let's drag this goblin out for a second. Go here. Okay. Where'd my text go? What did I just do? What does the goblin have? The goblin doesn't have. Oh, because he's on this thing. Whatever. You go here for a second. Goblin, get completely out of the panel for a second. Thank you very much. So this should go down a bit further. Actually, let's do this bottom. There we go. Okay, wait a minute. Where do I have this set? I didn't mean to do that. This is bottom. Okay. Okay, now I should be able to. Yes, there we go. So that is the size that we want because now it fits in super nice. Bring our goblin back. Hi, buddy. And now we can fit a little bit more of a, like a funny little blurb here or something. Hey. And if for some reason we need more in this, it's very easy to just like raise this back up again. No biggie. No biggie. I like it. I like it. What time is it? 4:30? Oh, I gotta start dinner. Oh boy. Well, we have done some wonderful things today. We are this close. Actually, let's show off the only thing I really need to do to test this now is finish off the last of the slugs. So like I've got to fill in these boxes and I already know what most of them do because I have like some of them are holdovers from like when we played this in other editions and in our past incarnations of Dungeon Slug. So like half of these are already like I've already had mechanics for it. So I just got to fill them out. And then I need to get a couple of random monsters, make one pre-made dungeon, and we can test it. We are this fucking close. this close. I think my favorite chapter so far, just look-wise, is this Adventure Time chapter where it explains all the adventuring stuff. Like, it just looks cool. I think it turned out really well. And I am going to do, once this releases, I am going to do a book of more types. I'm also still not sold on the word types. I don't like classes. Because some of them are like the barbarian isn't really like its profession so much as what it is. But I will be releasing a book of more of these types and probably more like slugs and anomalies and stuff as time goes on. More trinkets, all the good things. Yeah. Getting there. Oh, we're getting there. One of the big things today was definitely making the resistance decay an optional rule. Thanks again, Boomer Buck, for giving some suggestions there as well. But I think we're very, very close. Oh, shit biscuits. Archetype? Yeah, I was thinking maybe archetype. Because right now I just have type, which is, I mean, just shorter archetype. I don't know. I'm trying to think of something that would be tongue-in-cheek, considering, like, I mean, most of this system is pretty tongue-in-cheek that way, right? Like, I mean, like, you look at, like, the stats are swollenness, smarts, and chutzpah. Like, the savvies, aka the skills, are, like, creepy, mischief, luck, peepers, shoot. So, like, everything is kind of silly on purpose. So, I don't know, I gotta think of something that would work out for type, maybe. I mean, maybe a little on the silly side. Haven't figured it out yet. Anywho. Oh, it is nearing that time. Yeah, I gotta make dinner for the family. They're probably like, hey, food man, make food. That or trope, because they're kind of fantasy tropes. Oh, that's a good one. Gotta note that down. Trope. That's not bad. I like trope. That's really good. One second, I gotta note that down. I gotta open my publisher again. Yeah, this is why I like streaming this shit. That's a good one. It's gonna take a second to open because like I'm doing so many things at once and streaming. Yeah, trope. Trope. Wrong one. Right one. Fantasy tropes. I love it. I love it. I just gotta go through and do like a word replacement for anything that says type. I gotta do like, not anything. I gotta go through and cherry pick. I gotta replace the types with tropes, make sure it's the appropriate ones. But yeah, I like it. That was good shit. Room for horror, sci-fi tropes as well. Yes. Yeah, I would like to do like high sci-fi or horror expand. Well, there's already going to be some horror stuff, but I'd love to do like a sci-fi expansion eventually. I want to do a hardcore all Canadian expansion, where you're going to be fighting like super moose and stuff like that. Like that's a goal for me. But I have plans for this. Although my next book is going to be that Cypher setting, the hard sci-fi, like serious, gritty, dark, a post-apocalyptic sci-fi thing that I have planned. So that's probably going to be the next year. So we'll see if I can like tinker with some of this stuff on the side for like an expansion as we go. And once again, like if I decide to even charge for this book, it's going to be tiny. I'm not on this to make a bunch of money or stuff like that. I just want to have fun and see people have fun. So it's not a big deal. Yes, save tropes. That was a good one. Thanks, bud. All right. Well, I think that's gonna be it for me. Because I gotta go make dinner. I promised to make like something special tonight. I'm doing fish and stuff. I think we'll see what we're doing. Anywho, yes, it is Wednesday, my dudes, which means I am going to be on Bad Hair Gaming's, he calls it Curse of Strahd, although we haven't even been in Barovia for a while now. But I'm going to be in his D&D game tonight, at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So that's going to be just search Bad Hair Gaming in like Twitch or YouTube or whatever, and I will be on that. Tomorrow I am hosting the Cypher Unlimited stream for them because their tech guy had like an emergency. He's got to go fly out somewhere. They needed someone to stream it for them because we are doing a event for the Mystery Flesh Pit National Park Kickstarter that is funded in like 8 hours. It's blowing it out of the water. And Chris, Gonza Gaming, wanted us to do like a little one shot to show it off and stuff. But unfortunately, because of technical issues, they're not going to be able to do it on their channel. So tomorrow on this channel at, I think it's 9 p.m. Eastern time, I'm going to be doing streaming that basically. Got an overlay for it and everything. Yeah, and then Sunday, hopefully nothing else goes bad. Sunday, hopefully we're back for another actual play for Windermere Fantasy Online using the Cypher system. So all sorts of different RPGs these days. since I don't tend to do the D&D thing much myself, I'm just a player in one. Various systems. I mean, we just played Morkborg the other night. Man, I like this. I like this a lot. Oh, it keeps blurring it out. It doesn't know what to do. It's like, that's not a face. That was really good shit. Yeah. So for anyone not tuning into Bad Hair Gaming later, as always, stay healthy, stay safe, and have a good one.